How's Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia doing?
He's doing well. I engaged with him personally on the Sunday evening before he started his. It was a Wednesday. Yeah, day before he started his tour. He's done 2 days already. He started. So it was a Tuesday evening. He's done Wednesday and Thursday. Today is the Thursday. And following the engagements that he's having with the people of Ashanti region on social media, you can tell that the campaign is going well. Like you said, I've been very categorical about my views on him. I've worked with him closely. His values, what he stands for, his principles, his persona, his competencies, his character, something that I admire. I think that if he has the opportunity to become the head of state and government of Ghana, he will bring a lot to bear to transforming a lot of our people. And those qualities that I saw in him that made me support him in 2023 when he offered himself the first time really hasn't changed. We've had highlights of a research that the party itself conducted on the causes of our electoral loss in 2024. We've seen studies that have been done by Kodnan Adnan Foundation, it's affiliated to the NPP. We've seen the Ashanti region report. We've seen what the parliamentary caucus itself commissioned, and all point to factors other than the personality of Dr. Bawumia has been the reason why we lost the election. Indeed, he is on record to have said, and he said so in one of his rounds in the Ashanti region, that he had mentioned to His Excellency the President in a meeting post the election that if the research that the party has commissioned establishes that he, Mahmoud Bawumia, by reason of either his religion or where he comes from, was the basis of our loss, he would, in the interest of the party, not offer himself again for future elections. Turns out that what we've been told, especially on the Michael Kwe report, which is the formal document that the party itself commissioned, it's not been made public. But the General Secretary has provided highlights to the generality of the party. Indeed, the Michael Kwe Committee itself provided the executive summary of their findings to National Council, which is made up of a broad segment of the stakeholders of our party. And so we all know the key highlights of what it is that went into our electoral loss. It doesn't attribute it to the person of Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. It doesn't attribute it to his religious orientation or his tribe. And so if he offers himself again to contest, having been marketed in the past, and if you look at our history, I'm trying my mind that he offers the best, for the NPP at our quest to regain power in 2028. And so he started his rounds. Of course, those of us who support him also are working in our own way to support his quest. I've gone to my constituency, done some rounds, met with the kingmakers of our party. I intend to do so consistently through to January 31st to make sure that Second Year and Western Region, where I'm working from together with colleagues of mine, deliver for His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. And I'm hopeful that the good people of Ghana in 2028, especially with the disappointment that our friends have already begun to demonstrate, the commitments that they made to the people of Ghana, that they're making a U-turn. Ghanaians will see through and come back to the NPP in 2028.
Just briefly, it appears that the matter of the use of incendiary words and insults has sort of characterized the campaign, talking about personal attacks. And in fact, today's Daily Statesman is reporting that there was a meeting between the Council of Elders and aspirants over the same issue. And the story is on page 3, I believe. So yes, so it's a Newsdesk report from the Daily Statesman. And it says the National Council of Elders of the New Patriotic Party has held a crucial meeting with the party's presidential hopefuls, urging them to uphold unity, discipline, and issue-based campaigning in the lead up to the January 31, 2026 presidential primary. Chairman of the Council, Mr. Hackman Osu Ajiman, addressed the aspirants during the meeting held yesterday, cautioning them against personal attacks and inflammatory rhetoric. He stressed the importance of focusing on policies, past records, and future visions rather than resorting to insults and name-calling, particularly on social media. As ambassadors of the party, your words carry weight and can be used by opponents in future campaigns, Mr. Osu Ajiman stated. He called on aspirants to restrain their supporters and campaign teams from engaging in divisive or derogatory commentary, noting that the party's image must remain intact throughout the internal contest. And it says the council reminded aspirants that their conduct should reflect the values of mutual respect, discipline, and unity, adding that as future leaders of the party, they must avoid creating unnecessary divisions. As part of efforts to promote internal cohesion, the meeting confirmed the formation of an ad hoc committee to receive and address petitions from aspirants. So that's one. And then I believe that Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia himself, in response to this, talks about, he says he will expose falsehood with data. Bawumia wants liars, and that story is also here. Let me look at, yes, it's also a news that reports from today's Informer, and it says former Vice President of the New Patriotic Party standard bearer, hopeful, Alhaji Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has urged all aspirants to stick with the truth, warning that all falsehood will be exposed with verifiable and veritable and verifiable data. Dr. Bawumia gave the warning when he reacted to claims that he performed poorly in Zongo communities in the 2024 general elections, although he's Muslim. However, addressing a gathering in the Asokwa constituency of the Ashanti region on Wednesday to advance his ambition, Dr. Bawumia described the allegations as false and substantiated by data and pointed out that he performed excellently better in the constituencies of those making the unsupported claim. The propaganda out there is that Muslims and the Zango people did not cast their votes for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. When I heard it, I asked, where is the data to back these claims? Because for me, if you tell me something, I need data to prove whether it is true. Recently, one presidential aspirant claimed that in the Zangos, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia won only one polling station in the entire country. He said that the only Zango polling station I won was at Efutu. When he checked that same presidential aspirant, I won at his own Zango polling station. So that's his reaction to what appears to be a personal attack and so on and so forth. So, I mean, how much of a bother is this to the campaign?
Certainly, if it wasn't the bother for the party as a whole, the Council of Elders wouldn't have convened the meeting that they did yesterday to try and, get the aspirants to chart a certain path. Okay. This is an internal election. And I have said that all the aspirants I know quite closely. I have personal relationships with almost all of them. Maybe apart from Engineer Egyapa, whom I haven't engaged on a personal level extensively with him. But, we know each other. I know him quite well. Dr. Educhum was my colleague in Parliament. Brian Achampon I've known for a very long time. We're colleagues in Parliament. Ken Egyapa is a senior Santa. Yeah. Right? He was mates with some of my other brothers. I have an extremely good relationship with him. His Excellency, the Vice President, whom I support, the former Vice President, I've worked with him closely. And so, to that extent, I believe that all of them have some quality that they can bring to the table. But ultimately, it's about the issues. It's what you represent. And so it was important for the National Council to engage with them and their representatives to see how we refocus their campaign. Because we've seen it in the past where our friends in the NDC used words statements that have been made by aspirants in previous elections as one of the key components of their campaign. It came to hurt us. And so it's important going forward that we try as much as possible to desist from engaging in that kind of campaigning, because it's proven not to be one that helps the party at the end of the day. Okay. Dr. Bawumia's response, I believe, was apt. You engaging delegates and you sending a certain message with the intent of swaying them to your side. That message that you convey ought to be verifiable, ought to be truthful, ought to be candid. And so if you make assertions that is not supported by the facts on the ground, then it's important that when he has the opportunity to engage with the same delegates, he brings to bear what the facts actually are. That's not insulting, that's not incendiary. That is just setting the record straight. Okay. And so the call that he made also I support. I've heard also some of the aspirants making the same call, the need for us to be civil in our campaign, because ultimately we need everybody on board. Whoever wins, and that decision will be taken by our delegates on 31st January 2026. Whoever emerges the winner would need each and everyone and their support base. Right. We need NPP as one vehicle going into the election to battle it out with our brothers. Okay, and so it's important that the self-inflicted wounds are minimized. That call, I believe, ought to be heeded by the supporters of all the various aspirants, so that together, when the chips fall, we will still have some united message, united party that can take us to election 2020.
Okay.